Welcome, welcome. I love seeing your faces, so if you can, put your camera on. We love to see your face. Love, love, love to see your face. I love the music too. This is going to be our theme song for our series. This is the theme song. I decided the other night, I was watching it on TV, and I decided this could be our theme song. So hello, welcome. Hello, Visha. Lovely to see your face. Hello, welcome everybody. Hello, Mohit. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. I'm so excited to see faces. Nazime, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Rostam says he's on the bus at the moment, so can't open your camera. That is quite okay. It is so exciting to have you here. So good. While we are just waiting for a few more people to come in, those that are familiar to Confidence Crew, I know this is a new series, Challenge Quest, which I'm so excited about. While we are just waiting for, wow, we've just hit 4 o'clock, but can I get you guys to do this? Not literally, but you know, type in, this means type in into the chat box the two feelings, the two emotions that you're feeling or experiencing right now. It doesn't matter if they are positive, negative, whatever. It totally doesn't matter. It's really, really, really important that we start expressing, understanding our emotions, and that's part of being a hero as well. If you don't want to share them publicly, oh, there's Brenda. Hello, Brenda. If you don't want to share them publicly, you can message them privately to me. I won't do anything with them except just be like, oh my God, you people are amazing, which is so good. I'm just trying to fiddle around with my screen so I can see everybody's comments. There we go. I knew I was doing something a little bit weird, so I couldn't read them all. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Francis. Good to see you again. Tarzan, lovely to see you. Jana, Sadia. Look at all these familiar names as well. So good. And all of these new ones. Joe, amazing to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Joe and I had a conversation sort of the other day, which was so good. Oh heavens, let's get rid of the ads. Let's skip that. Go back, Anita, go back. Stop sound. Make it go away, Anita. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you to Confidence Crew Challenge Quest. Who else is a bit excited about being here? Just me. A couple of you are. That's terrific. That is terrific. Hello, Justin. Hello, Juan. Maddie. Oh, God, there's so many names here. It's beautiful. Jaden, one of our forever people. Jaden comes to all of my workshops, and that's why he has had some incredible results. Jaden was one of our event ninjas, which meant that he got to lead a dance in our 90-second dance break. Jaden will tell you very honestly that he is the least coordinated person in the universe. That's true, isn't it? You can give us a thumbs up if that's true. Yes. And Jaden decided that he would embrace his awesomeness. He decided that he would embrace the fear of dancing and leading a whole bunch of people. This was part of his confidence journey. So, yay to seeing you back again. Oh, guys, I'm so stoked to have you here. For those of you that I haven't met before, welcome to you all. My name is Anita Van Rooyen. I am a confidence coach and human behavior expert. What does that mean? It means that I help people understand the weird shit that they do. Who here does weird shit? Anybody else? Victor, you don't do any weird shit. Joe, you don't know. You're good. I think most of us do some weird shit. So I help people understand the weird shit that they do, which means Justin thinks that's hilarious. I think we all do some weird shit. I help people to understand the weird stuff that they do so that I'm just scrolling down through the comments here so that they can make different decisions if they want to. What a beautiful segue into decision making. Today, we are starting Study Melbourne's Confidence Crew Challenge Quest. An amazing decision that you guys have made to be here. If you decide, please feel free to put your cameras on. I do love seeing your faces. It does make it a much more enjoyable experience for all of us. I know that some of you won't be able to do that, but if you possibly can, please join us with your face. I do love seeing your faces. Welcome. Hello, Maddie. Oh, look, I'm seeing some more faces now. This is always exciting when I see faces. Is that a kiss that you just gave me? What was that, Maddie? Was that your face? Here's my face, she says. Here's my face. So excited. Oh, thank you. Oh, and there's Ashwin back again. Nuganji? Nugan, tell me how you pronounce your name.
That's Naganjan.
Nagunjan. Thank you. So good to see you guys here today for Study Melbourne's Confidence Crew Challenge Quest. This is the first in an 8-part series that we're running all the way every Monday from now until the 21st of December. Who thought that was ever going to happen? Thanks, COVID. Because who thought that all of us would be here in straight after exams? Everybody normally just flies out back home again. We're all going to be here. So this means that we can spend some time together doing some technical word here. Cool shit. This is the technical term for what we will be doing. Are we okay if I say that? Yes, because we're all adults. Woohoo! And that is what Confidence Crew Challenge Quest is all about. It is about learning how to adult. Who thinks that they would like to learn how to adult better? I mean, I'm an adult. I still want to learn how to adult better, right? So that is what Challenge Quest is all about. The exciting thing for those who have been to Confidence Crew before, I can see some very familiar faces. This time, we have got weekly challenges, and with the weekly challenges comes, have a guess. Who wants to come off mute and tell me what comes with a weekly challenge?
Some exciting prizes.
Yes! Weekly prizes! Who loves a prize?
Who does not?
Exactly. Prizes are the greatest thing ever. And I tell you what, these prizes are so good, you don't want to miss them. This is all I'm going to tell you for right now. Will they be shipped with Ozpost? No, probably not, because they'll take like about 4 years to get to you. I don't know what's going on with Australia Post, but man, oh man, they need to get their stuff together. Anyway, welcome to you all. Confidence Crew Challenge Quest decision making. I'm not going to tell you what they are. GYG vouchers. I'm not going to tell you what they are yet. You can guess all you like, but I'm not going to tell you. The power of not telling you. Today, decision making. Okay, who thinks decision making is easy? Said no one ever. Who thinks decision making is hard? Hard. Yes, me, says a whole lot of people. Hands up everywhere. Yes, decision making is difficult when you don't have the tools to know how to do it. When you have the tools, guess what decision making becomes?
It becomes easy.
Easy. When you know how to make good, confident decisions, decision making actually becomes something that is really, really much more easy than we ever think that it could possibly be. It's so much more easy. So today, that's exactly what we're going to be looking at. I'm going to be sharing with you that's three-step process to making awesome, confident decisions every single time, guaranteed. And you know what? We may even get to the advanced stuff where you can make insanely amazing decisions with this many steps. That is a one-step awesomeness decision-making process. This is the advanced stuff, right? So we've got to get through the basics so that we can get to the advanced. Who's up for hoping to get to the advanced stuff? Yay! I love that. Awesome, 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 awesome. So before we get too carried away, because I can get carried away very quickly. I think you've noticed that already. Yes, says Ishani. Yes, Ishani knows me well. She knows I can get carried away very easily. I first of all want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we meet on and acknowledge the elders past, present, and emerging. It's such an important thing for us to do. You guys, well, I mean, I'm hoping that in one of our sessions, I will create some time to be able to share with you why this is as important as it is. Ashwin says he just wants the confidence to rock hair like you. Guess what? You can have that confidence anytime you want. Just go to the hairdressers. Trust me. I know when I got my hair cut like this the first time, like really short, this is now like, I think 2 weeks old. I came and I saw my mum and she was like, "What have you done with your hair? What's that silly hairstyle?" And I said, "Mum, you better deal with it." Now I went and saw my mum just yesterday. Guess what she's had done to her hair? Super short. Yes. I'm like, I'm a trailblazer for a 77-year-old woman. So Ashwin, you too can have the hair that you want. It is entirely up to you, and you can decide, you can decide today if that is the decision that you want to make, or if you want to make another decision, or if you want to make as many decisions as you want. So let's have a look at this. On a scale of 1 to 10, can I get you to do this? How easy is making a decision? Let's go with how easy is it? With 10 being super easy, 1 being not easy at all. What's your number? 10 is super easy to make decisions. 1 being, oh my God, it's an absolute struggle to make decisions. Oh, we've got all kinds of numbers from 2 to 3 to 7s to 6, 5, 4s. It sounds like a countdown. 7.5, that's very specific there, Lily. 3, 4, 5. Brenda says 5, but it depends on the decision. Who agrees with that? Some decisions are much easier than others. Yeah. Wow. Rostam, 3.35. If we're going to get specific, let's get super specific, right? Sometimes I move through 1 to 10 on the same decision. Oh, who's had that? It's easy. It's hard. No, it's maybe in between. It's easy. It's hard. Yes, I concur. It's all of those things all at once. Now, I've just remembered, while I have Brenda here in the room, Brenda, would you like to give a little wave? Because Brenda is going to be running one of our workshops. She is on creativity coming up. We are going to be running a workshop on creativity.
It's news to me, Anita.
It is not. We had a chat on the weekend and probably several weekends before that. Brenda is going to be running a workshop for us on creativity. Creativity is one of the skills that employers absolutely want to see in everybody. So Brenda's session is going to be super valuable in helping you look at things a bit differently, how we can change up some of the patterns that we have in our head, how we can look at the world maybe from like this way rather than just from this way all the time. It's sort of hard doing that a little bit, but it's fun. It's good, cracks your back. You know, we've all been sitting down for too long. Definitely cracks your back. All right, so I've got another question for you. I'm going to give you multiple choice because I like making things easy. Multiple choice. How many decisions do we make every day? Do not Google this. How many decisions do we make every day? Is it 1,000, 10,000, 35,000? Pride, I'm giving you multiple choice, darlings. I'm going to give you the answer. 1,000, 10,000, 35,000, 350,000. 1,000, 10,000, 35,000, 350,000 decisions every day, every single day. Arafat, just have a guess. I know you don't have a clue. Just take a stab in the dark. Decide to back yourself and put in an answer.
It's actually every second of the day. Every day.
How many are you making every second? Good.
Should I wear a cap? Should I not wear a cap for this meeting? Do I do this? Should I don't do this? Every time we keep thinking about it.
Yes, I know. And decision making becomes overwhelming, right? Who else gets a bit overwhelmed by making decisions? Said every person ever, right? This is why learning how to make decisions with this many steps. Remember, I told you it's only going to be this many steps, right? This makes everything, like, makes life easier. Let's have a look what numbers we've got here. Heavens, there's a lot of us here, isn't there? 35, 350, 35, 10,000, 350. Wow, there's a lot of you that want to make 350,000 decisions every day. Wow, you guys really are overachievers. 10,000, no clue. 300. A lot of you want 350,000 decisions every day. Can I ask you a question? Are you crazy? Really? You want to make 350,000 decisions every day? Okay, I can tell you that it is not 350,000. Thank heavens. Is anybody happy that it's not 350,000 decisions every day? Me too. I can also tell you that it is not 1,000 decisions every day, which means it's either 10,000 or 35,000. I'm going to give a bit of a drum roll. The correct answer is 35,000 decisions every day. Who got it right? Sandra looks like she's pretty happy with herself. Marlon is too. Ishani is. Pratibha is. Jaden is. A few of you are pretty happy with yourselves right now. Ooh, ooh. Who feels a little bit exhausted by knowing that they actually make 35,000 decisions every day? Anybody feel like that? Yeah, me too. 35,000 decisions every day. Now, that doesn't mean that we make 35,000 conscious decisions every day, because like Mo had said, do I have the cap on, cap off, cap on, cap off? Do I wear this shirt, that shirt? You know what? Like, I'm not even joking that 4 minutes before I came onto here, I was wearing a different top. And then turned the screen on and went, oh no, I think I'm going to make a different decision. And so I did, because we can, as humans, make different decisions. Full stop. There you go. That's the end of class. Okay, thanks. Been good to see you. Bye. We get to make decisions for ourselves. What does that mean? That means that as the adults that we are, as the adults that we are becoming, the adults that we want to become, we are responsible for making our own decisions. Now there's some responsibility that comes with that, right? Because with every decision, there is something that comes as a result of that. And sometimes you make good decisions, sometimes you make poor decisions. Who's ever made poor decisions in their life ever? Again, says every person in the room, even you, Joe. Yeah. We've all made some poor decisions in our life. This 3-step, remember, only 3 steps. This 3-step process that I'm going to be taking you through helps you to look at the consequences of your decisions as well. Why do you think that's important? Who wants to share why they think that's important?
Because making better decision helps help our life become better.
Yes. Why do you think it's important to look at the consequences of our decisions though?
Because that will decide whether we want to go in that direction or not. Like, what impact it leaves on us, or what we're trying to achieve, will it actually make us achieve that or not? So yeah.
Absolutely. Because has anybody ever made a decision that they've gone, like they've made the decision and then later on they've gone, oh, worst decision in the world. Decision regret, decision regret, decision shame, decision regret. Yeah. Who's had that before where they've made a decision, thought it was a great decision, and then, yeah, like anybody that's ever been drunk before, ever, you will know what I'm talking about. Yeah. This is a great decision. Let me have another drink. This is a great decision. Let me have another drink. Next morning, not a great decision anymore. Yeah. That's why it's really important that we have a look at what will happen. What's the outcome? What have we got here? I feel sometimes we don't even know how many decisions we make consciously. Totally. Kind of feel like a program subconsciously in my mind. Hatu, absolutely. Joanne says some bad decisions don't have huge consequences and others don't. Yes, some have massive consequences, lifelong consequences, and some consequences are small and we can just deal with it. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be having a look at today. So now can I get you guys to cross your arms in front of you? Make a decision to do that. It's really easy, right? You just cross your arms in front of you. You don't even have to think about it. Sort of. You've made a decision to do it. Can I get you now to cross your arms the other way? Who has to think really, really hard about crossing your arms the other way? That's because, like Hatu said, we make decisions oftentimes unconsciously without even thinking about them. The way we cross our arms, unconscious decision, we just do it. When we have to change it around, all of a sudden it becomes a conscious decision that then we start going, well, I wonder why I started crossing my arms like this in the first place. Because, you can change the way that you cross your arms. You can make the other way your normal. It takes some conscious effort though. And sometimes making good decisions, especially at the beginning, takes some conscious effort. We actually have to think about it with our brains in order to make some better decisions. It's very difficult when we are making decisions, and sometimes we make bad decisions over and over and over again. Has anybody ever done that before? You make a decision that's not a great decision and you go, I'm never going to do that again. And then you do the exact same thing again. And then the next time the problem comes along, you do exactly the same thing again. And you're making the same decisions kind of like on autopilot. Yeah. Who's done that before? Yes. So we need to start creating a bit of, what do you think we need to create in order to change up those decisions that are just on autopilot? What do we need to do? Mohit, you're off mute. What would you like to say?
Bring a change.
Yes.
Do something different.
What, in order to make that change, what do we have to have though?
Retrospect.
Yes, we need to have that like awareness and that introspection of what's actually going on. If we don't have awareness that we're making the same decision over and over and over again, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Does anybody know who said something about that? There's a quote. Does anybody know? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Yes, Albert Einstein. What was he talking about? The definition of? Justin says insanity. Yes. Brenda says the definition of madness. The definition of madness or insanity is doing the same thing, making the same decisions, and expecting to get a different result. My mum used to tell me all the time, she'd say, Anita, eventually you're going to, like, you bang your head against a wall, meaning you're making decisions that aren't very clever. You bang your head against the wall. Eventually you have to go, ow. You have to realize that this decision is causing you pain. Ow. Once you get to the ow moment, this is this space of awareness. And when you have awareness that you're doing that, can you hear that through the microphone when I do that? Because I can hear it in my head really loud.
Okay,
When you have that awareness, this is the place where you can start making change. You can't do it if you're just going on autopilot. Who's lived life on autopilot sometimes? All of us, yeah? Like, have a look around. I think just about everybody put their hand up, right? We've all lived on autopilot. We've all kind of done this same thing. So who's got a lot of decisions that we make 35,000 every day, right? Not all of them are conscious. Some of them are unconscious decisions, but the ones that we need to make a conscious decision on, let's have a look at some of those, because who's got a lot of decisions that they need to make? Yeah. So what we're going to do is, because I want to show you a process. And what's really important about this is, I think it's really important that we teach people like how to think for themselves, not what to think. Who thinks that that's important? Teaching, like learning how to think, not what to think. Yeah. My job is not to tell you what decision to make. Your parents' job is also not to tell you what decision to make. They can guide you, they can support you. At the end of the day, you have to make decisions for yourself, and you have to make the decisions that work for you. Yeah. Which maybe don't work for anybody else on the planet. And that's okay, because your decision is yours. And as we said, every decision has consequences as well. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. But my job today is to teach the heroes that are here in the room that may not even be aware that they're heroes. I think you're all heroes, just quietly. That how we can learn how to think rather than telling you what to think. Yeah, really, really important distinction here. So to learn the process, we're going to start with this many decisions. That is one decision. So I want everybody to close your eyes for a second, if you are in a safe place to do so. Yeah. Close your eyes for a moment, and we're going to take some really lovely breaths all the way down into our belly, in through our nose and then out through your mouth. So nice breath in, all the way down into your belly, and then out through your mouth. Breathing all the way out. And then another one, nice one, all the way in through your nose, all the way down into your bottom of your belly. Just hold it for a second And then all the way out, just dropping and relaxing your shoulders as you do that. That's it. And now one more. This time as you breathe in, notice that your breath goes past your heart. This is a really important thing. You'll understand why in a moment. Just breathing all the way in, down into your belly, past your heart. And then as you breathe out, breathing out any stuff that doesn't need to be there. Again, also going past your heart. And then one last one, bringing everything together, breathing in through your nose, past your heart, down into your belly. And then as you breathe out, past your heart, relaxing your shoulders again. That's it. Now, in this space of feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more calm, I'd like for you to think about one decision that you would like to have a result, have an answer to by the end of this workshop. So just find the one decision. I know you've probably got lots and lots and lots of them. Let's just find one that you would like to find and you are committed to having a decision by the end of this workshop. Might be a small decision, it might be a big one, doesn't matter. The process that I'm going to share with you works for any size decision. So whatever decision it is that you want to decide today, decide that you want to have a decision today. And once you've got that one decision, I'd like for you to open up your eyes. And if you've got a piece of paper or pen or laptop or something, I'd like you to write down what that decision is that you'd like to make. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is because I know there'll be a heap of you that will start with one decision and then partway through you'll swip over to another decision and then partway through you swap over to another decision. So I want you to just to choose one, commit to that one decision. Does not matter if it's a big or small one. So just write it down so that you remember what it is. I don't need to know what it is. You guys need to know. Perfect. Has anybody not got a decision yet? Everybody's got their one decision? Was that Marlon, you haven't got a decision, or was that Marlon, you have? You have got one? No. Come off mute for a second.
At the moment, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, the deciding on the decision to make. This is the hardest decision ever. Do you have more? Do you have a number of decisions that you need to make?
I think at the moment my mind is just blank and I'm just thinking of a decision to make, and I'm just realizing that I've had already planned what I'm to do.
Uh-huh.
So
do you know what you're going to have for dinner tonight?
Yes.
Do you know what you're going to have for dinner next Monday night?
I sort of meal prep, so yeah.
Okay. What other decisions can we help Marlon with so that he's got something? Do you know what you're going to wear tomorrow?
No.
Okay. Use that as, it doesn't, like I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what the decision is. It's important to have something to decide on so that you can use it practically through this exercise. Yeah. It totally doesn't matter. I've had people, I've done this workshop probably, I think 15 or 20 times now. And I've had people that have had decisions, everything from literally, what am I going to have for dinner tonight, through to when I renovate my kitchen, do I do a full renovation or do a partial renovation, through to do I leave my partner? And the process is the same for every decision. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's super important to have a decision. Use that one decision, go through the process. Once you know the process, it's like a formula. You know how E equals MC squared? I don't even know what it means, but I know that E equals MC squared. And E always equals MC squared, apparently. it's the same with this. When you have the formula to know how to make a good decision, you can put any decision into that formula and come out with a useful answer. Yeah. Are we good to go? Excellent. Now, I just remembered a very, very, very important thing is that at some point we need to have a 90-second dance break, and I don't have any music prepared, and I don't have a volunteer to choose the music or lead it. Do we have somebody here that would be prepared to do that? Stretch your comfort zone a little bit. Please don't all volunteer at once. I would hate for everybody to volunteer all at the same time. Is there one person that would like to choose a song that they love? It can be in English or not, it doesn't matter. Something that is just a really energy song that we can take 90 seconds and have a dance break with. Anybody? Otherwise, I'm going to choose one, and it's going to be an old daggy one. So just saying, you might want to like choose somebody. Manvi, yes, absolutely. We have a volunteer. Do you have a song ready? Would you like to come off mute for a second?
Yeah, I kind of like this song. It's called Idol, IDOL.
Uh-huh.
From
And is it a bit of
BTS.
a party starter?
I think it does sound like.
Okay, excellent. Well, do you have it on your phone or something that we can all listen to?
Yeah, if you give me a minute, I can search for it.
Okay. While you're doing that, I am also looking for volunteers to be our event ninja every week for the next 7 more weeks. Now, Pratibha has been a volunteer. Jaden has been a volunteer. Pratibha, different to Jaden. Jaden says he has is not coordinated at all, but still led us in a dance. You don't have to. Pratibha, she has had something like 16 or 17 years of dance training, and this was her debut into public dance performance. So you can be somebody that is super trained. You can be somebody that has no training at all, that doesn't even feel that they can put their left hand and their right hand at the same time, and you can still lead our 90-second dance break, because this is a family that we've got here. Yeah, this is a family that we've chosen for ourselves. This is a family that champions each other, that gives each other bunches of love. We do bunches of love here. So, Manvi, are you ready?
Yeah, I have it ready. Do you want me to play it for 90 seconds?
90 seconds. But before you do, everybody up. We're going to do the 90-second dance break now. Everybody standing up if you can. I mean, just stand up. This is not about being the greatest dancer in the universe, because I'm definitely not. All right, Manvi, off you go. Let's rock out for 90 seconds. That's everybody. Moving your arms. If you can coordinate your feet, do that. If not, don't worry, just move however. That's it, just moving your body. It doesn't matter if it looks good. This is not about how it looks. Great job, team. Thank you, Manvi.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Every week we will be doing a 90-second dance break. I encourage everybody while they're studying even. Who's got exams at the moment? Anybody? Yes. Taking a 90-second dance break even while you're studying is such a powerful thing for your brain, for your body, to help you remember stuff. Like, the benefits of dance are off the charts. I'm going to take a sip of water because, you know, I put my warmer top on and it's actually kind of warm outside and warm inside. Should have should have stayed with the t-shirt, I think. All right. So where were we before we took our 90-second dance break?
Decision.
Yes, where the whole workshop is about decision, Arafat. Whereabouts were we exactly? Let's do a quick recap.
One decision.
Decision for today.
Yes,
One decision.
we were at our one decision. Everybody's got their one decision now. Everybody's had a dance break, which kind of just helps clear a bit of junk out of your system anyway. Perfect. So with this one decision that you've got, I would like you now to think about what is the worst reasonable thing that could happen if I do that thing. The worst reasonable. Now, I'm going to, before you go off and start doing everything, I want to put in bold, capital, highlight, neon flashing lights all around it, one word in that sentence. Which word do you think needs to have bold, capitals, flashing lights in the sentence? What is the worst reasonable thing that can happen if I do that thing? Who wants to have a guess? Just take a stab in the dark. It doesn't matter. You're with friends.
Is that worst?
Close. Have another guess. Who would like to have another guess?
Shit.
Shit. There was no shit there. I mean, I say shit a lot, but you know, we've got 4 people that have said reasonable. Sadia, Joanne, Tanya, Ifat, Francis. We've now got 5 people that have said that. Guess what? Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. The most important word in this sentence, what is the worst, well, this question, what is the worst reasonable thing that can happen if I do whatever that thing is? We need to have a look at what is reasonable, because has anybody ever taken an idea and it started off as this big, and then the more you think about, but what if, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the consequences get like this big, and all of a sudden the world has exploded. Who's ever had that before? Yeah. You start off with, well, if I do this, oh, look, it'll be okay. Oh, but actually, well, maybe it's a brain tumor. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that, maybe, and look, maybe the world will explode. Yeah. We want to get to what is a reasonable. This is a very important word. What is the worst reasonable thing that happens if I don't know, Marlon, we were looking at what are you wearing tomorrow? What's the worst reasonable thing that will happen if I wear a mankini? Right? If I wear, I don't know, if I wear a tutu, I don't know, whatever you were thinking about wearing, what's the worst reasonable thing? Mohit says, overthinking. Yes. So this question is designed to do a number of things. It's designed to help us look at what's actually a reasonable thing that could happen. Yeah. Let's bring it in, because out of all of the consequences in the entire world, what are the things that are reasonable? And out of all of those reasonable things, what's the worst one? So let me give you an example. A number of years ago, I was working part-time in a job that was super close to home. very convenient, part-time, 20 hours a week, any 20 hours that I wanted. I could have gone to work 20 hours one day and then never gone back the rest of the week. So I was working part-time in this job and working full-time trying to build up my business. Part-time in a job, full-time in my business. And I was getting to the point where I had to have, yes, there is such a thing as an ideal job, except, yeah, and I'll get to that in a second. I had to go, okay, I think I'm getting to the point where I need to probably quit that part-time job and work full-time in my business. So I asked myself this exact question: what is the worst reasonable thing that can happen? Well, of course, I forgot my own advice and I didn't listen to the word reasonable. I forgot that it was in bold, in capitals, in flashing lights, highlighted. I forgot all of that. So I went off with, okay, so the worst possible thing, I forgot the reasonable. The worst possible thing that could happen is my business doesn't grow, and I have no money, and I become homeless, and I lose my house, and I lose my car, and I can't pay for anything, and I'm homeless, and I'm destitute. Except then I realized I forgot the magic word. What's the magic word again?
Reasonable.
Reasonable. Sandra, I could see you going, reasonable. Because is it reasonable that if I lose a part-time job, that my whole world will explode and that I'll end up on the streets? Is that reasonable? No, because I have a whole lot of resources available to me. I have a whole lot of different other ways that I could deal with if my business wasn't growing. So I needed to look at what was reasonable. Yeah. So I went, okay, what is a reasonable worst thing that could happen? Okay, the worst reasonable thing that could happen is my business is not successful. That's it. Worst reasonable thing is it's not successful. And maybe that means I need to get a housemate. Maybe that means I need to get another, like a different part-time job. Maybe that means I need to borrow some money from my mum. Maybe that means there's a whole lot of reasonable things that I could do. Yeah. I forgot initially about reasonable. Once I brought it back to reasonable, I realized, well, there's a whole lot of stuff that is reasonable that would be the worst possible thing that could happen. Yeah. So first question, has everybody got, sometimes we face consequences that we never thought of. Yes, we'll get to that in a second. So let's have it like having a look at what is the worst possible thing. Has everybody got their worst possible thing or things? Yeah. That was the first question. Second question is, can I handle it? If the worst reasonable thing were to happen, can I handle it? Now, when I had a look at mine, my worst reasonable thing, and I went, okay, so the worst reasonable thing is maybe I need to get another part-time job, maybe I need to borrow some money, maybe I need to get a housemate. Can I handle that? Yeah, actually, I can handle that. It's not something that was my preferred option, definitely not, but can I handle it? Yes. Because who here thinks that they can probably handle more than what they give themselves credit for? Yeah, who thinks that they can probably, possibly, perhaps do a bit more than what they've given themselves credit for? Because all of us have done amazing things, like including leaving your home country and coming to a whole nother country. This is huge, right? Who would have thought that you could easily leave your home country, come to another country and still manage? Yeah. So this is about looking at the consequences, but then also reflecting at me. How can I handle it? Is this something that I can handle? So when I asked myself this question, okay, worst possible thing, okay, I get another job, I get a housemate, I have to borrow some money. Can I handle it? Yeah, I want to, but yes, I can handle it. So that wasn't a really strong answer for me. I wanted a really strong answer about my decision. Because with this one, it was like, well, could I handle it? Well, yeah, I get, yeah, like, yeah, whatever. Has anybody had that to their question? Kind of a, yeah, whatever, like I could. Yeah. So I needed, the two says, hell yeah. I needed something that was going to give me some strength to my answer. So I had to look at things from a different perspective. I kind of had to do what we're going to do with Brenda is look at it from this way, right? So what I did was I needed to flip the question. Yeah, flip the question. So I had to ask myself something like different that would still give me some guidance as to whether I could do this or not. So I decided to take those same questions, but flip it. So for me, in my example, it was, okay, can I quit my part-time job? What's the worst reasonable thing if I quit my job? Yeah. So then I needed to ask myself the opposite. What is the worst reasonable thing that would happen if I stay in my job? If I don't quit this part-time job, if I stay in it? That's a really different question. It's actually a super different question, because when I started asking myself that, what's the worst reasonable thing that could happen if I stay in this job? Well, as I said, this job was amazing, convenient, super close to home, 20 hours a week, part-time, exactly anything I wanted, any 20 hours, really close. They had free biscuits in the kitchen, right? There was free food in the fridge all the time. You could just go help yourself. Like, and I'm talking like good chocolate biscuits, right? Who loves a good chocolate biscuit apart from me? Good. Okay. So you understand. Amazing chocolate biscuits in the fridge. Anytime you wanted, you could just go grab yourself out. There was like, they organized lunches all the time. There was always like birthday cake. And if it was any reason to celebrate, there was just more cake, right? Anybody else love cake? Yeah, I love cake, right? So Brenda knows how much I love cake. So I had to ask myself, okay, this job is fantastic. What's the worst reasonable thing could happen if I stay? As soon as I did that, this job that seemed like the greatest job in the universe, like this, turned into something else. Because even though the office was lovely, people were nice, the atmosphere in the office was really awful. Has anybody ever been in a space where you feel like when you walk in, your energy kind of gets sucked out of your body? Pratapa has. Yes, a number of us have. Yeah. It was like I spent 4 hours every day there, but it was like they sucked 12 hours of energy out of my bones. So I came home after 4 hours, I was exhausted, like really exhausted. So when I asked myself this question, but flipped it and said, okay, what's the worst reasonable thing that will happen if I stay in this job? Really different question. The answer came out, you're going to turn into a zombie, right? And that seemed like perfectly real as a reasonable worst thing that could happen. Because, you know, like if they suck all of your energy and your life force out, you just become like living dead. That's sort of what it felt like would happen. So then when I asked myself, can I handle that? Guess what the answer came back? Can I handle turning into a zombie?
Yeah.
Can you handle turning into a zombie? That was a hard no, like a hell no. You know, those like, hell no. Can I handle staying in this job? If the worst possible, like if the worst case, the worst reasonable thing that happens is I turn into a zombie. No deal. No way, no how, like hard no. Definitely hell no, hard no, no. So guess what I did the next day? Who wants to have a guess?
You quit.
I quit
quit the
my job. I quit that job because I knew that once I knew that the answer was a no, then it was just a no. So for me, I had to flip the question. Now, that is not always what will need to happen. Sometimes if you ask yourself, what's the worst reasonable thing if I do this? Can I handle it? And if the answer comes back, no, there is your answer. If the answer comes back, yeah, flip the question and see if you can handle the other thing. Like if it's can I handle this? Can I handle not doing this? Yeah. Once you get to an answer that gives you a really like a solid answer rather than just a yeah, this is where you know that the answer is right for you. Yeah. Questions, comments, thoughts, because this is, I know, like it's like we've only got to 2 steps so far, right? But these are 2 really huge steps. So who's got questions? Who's got comments? Who's got thoughts? Come off mute. As I said, I've done this workshop probably 15 or 20 times. And if there are not questions here, this would be really abnormal.
So can I ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you make up your mind, like click the question and asking yourself and make a decision, did you make it yourself or someone else influence your thinking or like some of them can impact like if I do something like this, what could be happen? And at the time, some of the important person can influence you in your thinking, or did you fully rely on yourself?
Good question. Like amazing question. So Hitu asked, was it when once I got to the answer, is it a yes or a no, I can handle it or not? Did I make the decision fully by myself or was I influenced by other people? Yeah, that's kind of what you're asking. Yeah. I think everybody is influenced by some people, whether that's our parents, whether that's our friends, whether that's social media, society. There's a whole lot of things that can influence our decision. The third part of the, I said that there's 3 parts, 3-part formula to the answer. The third part is really covering this exact thing, because even if we get influenced by other people, the decision that we make is still our decision. So we have to take it as our decision. So the third part, which brings me beautifully to the third part of this formula, because sometimes you need to do like a super duper check-in, yeah, to make sure that this decision is actually your decision. Because who's ever been influenced by other people to make a decision that hasn't really been useful for them? Yeah. Again, I think everybody has, yeah. And whether that's parents being, like parents want the best for us, but they are not us. Yeah. Some parents want what they want for us, but it's not necessarily what we want for us. And adulting, adulting is about making the best decisions for us at the time that we make them. Yeah. I know I have made some really, decisions that I thought were great decisions at the time, later on have turned out to be not great decisions. What's interesting though, and I learnt this the hard way, is that whatever decision that I made at the time was the right decision when I made the decision. The decision that I made was right at the time that I made it. 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 years later, it may have been the wrong decision. But at the time, I made decisions, we all do, based on the information that we have and the best way of making decisions that we know how to. We don't make decisions that are going to negatively hurt us on purpose. Yeah. So that's a really important thing to know. One is that when we make decisions, we make them like the best decision that we know how to make at the time. You guys now have got some better decision-making processes so that you can make some better decisions. The third part, the check-in, is really about checking in with your truth. Yeah, it's a thing called intuition. Who's heard of intuition before? Yeah. Now, intuition is about learning to listen to your truth, to the voice that is your voice inside your head and inside your body and your heart. Intuition, when you look at the word, it's inner tuition, inner knowing, inner knowledge. Yeah. I believe that all of us have got wisdom within us. All of us. We all have wisdom, innate wisdom, what's called innate wisdom, that we just have within us. We have been taught over generations, years, lives, families, all kinds of things, that it's better to trust other people's opinions rather than trusting our own intuition. Part of the hero's journey that we're going through this 8-week process is building that trust in ourselves so that we can confidently, consistently make good decisions, trust ourselves that we're making good decisions, trust that we can move forward with whatever life throws at us. Because life, flash here, news flash, life is going to throw stuff at you, right? COVID is one example. I'm sure we've all had stuff that's kind of come out of like, what? Where did that come from? Yeah. So part of the hero's journey that we're undertaking through this 8 weeks is to start trusting ourselves. Now, you know that breathing exercise that we did where I got you to close your eyes, breathe down into your belly, past your heart. Your heart is the ultimate, amazing, most brilliant, phenomenal, your heart and your gut, brilliant decision-making process place. Your brain is limited. And it has all kinds of other voices that are, chut, 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 chut. You should, you should, you should. Anybody else like the word should? When people say that to me, I say, oh, did you just should all over yourself? Sounds like they pooped all over themselves. So learning how to trust yourself, taking a moment to stop. We all have time to take a moment. That breathing exercise we did was probably not even a minute, maybe 2, right? To take a moment, connect with your heart rather than with your head. The problems that we have are not going to be solved by the same process that put them there in the first place. Yeah. We create problems here. When we try and solve them here, it creates more problems. When we solve our problems here in our heart, in our gut, this is smart places to resolve problems. We have this wisdom within us, innate wisdom. It's called intuition, inner knowing. The more we use it, it's just like any muscle. Yeah, if you go to the gym, anybody here go to the gym? A couple of you. I don't go to the gym. But we all know that if you use your muscles, they get stronger, right? The more you use your intuition, build up that trust in yourself, the more you can start, I guess, putting a wall around almost other people's opinions. You can take people's ideas, but you have to make the decision for yourself. Yeah. So that's where the 3-part process after you, which is, what was the first question that we need to ask?
What is the worst reasonable thing that can happen?
Oh, 4 people at once. I love it. Nobody and then 3 at once. Lily, I think I saw you off mute.
Yes, I was saying, what's the worst reasonable thing that can happen if I do something?
Yes, what's the worst reasonable thing? Remember, reasonable? So that's question 1. What was question 2?
Can I handle
it?
Can I handle it? Yeah. Question 3 is not even a question. It's about connecting to you, connecting to your intuition to start recognizing what's going on for you so that you can be aware and make different decisions. Now, after a while, you won't even need questions 1 and 2. You can just go straight to breathing, connecting to your intuition and making decisions from there. I know it seems like she may be talking crazy talk. She may be talking weird talk. Trust me, I used to be the shyest person, the person that couldn't make decisions. I realized after a while, not making a decision, just making a decision, right? Anybody ever tried not to make a decision? A couple of us, yeah. Not making a decision about something is also making a decision because you kind of decided not to decide. Seems a bit weird, right? But how many of us have put off making a decision until 11th hour or 11 hours and 59 minutes? Marlon's like, me. It's called procrastination. You guys have now got some really powerful, I can't tell you, this tool that I've given you is so incredibly powerful because it works from what am I going to wear tomorrow to can I quit my job? Yeah. Super duper powerful. Now I realize we have 8 minutes left. What? I know, right? Where did that happen? So can I ask 2 things? First up, I'm going to ask about what is your confidence to make a decision number now, with 10 being super confident, 1 being, I don't know how to make a decision. Can I get you to type in what is your confidence number now? Holy moly, those numbers are way different. Does anybody notice? 7s, 8, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7, 8. From a 4 to a 5 to a 6. Yes, perfect. Arafat, practice using this process. And again, the more you use it, the more your muscle builds. Yeah. When we outsource our decision making to other people, when we allow other people to make decisions for us, Does it make us happy or sad?
Sad.
It can make us happy like immediately because it means we don't have to make a decision, right? Can give you like an instant sugar hit of awesome. Okay, somebody else has made the decision. But in the medium, longer term, the people that are well-meaning are not us. If we're making a decision for us, it means that we get to manage the consequences, good, bad, or ugly. Yeah, it's part of adulting. It's part of adulting. Jaden, do you have a question, or are you just like going, thinking?
So I just like understand more, so like do this.
Perfect. Okay, so let me ask you this. Who has learned something today? Excellent. Can I get you to type in what it has been your biggest, most like bing, light bulbiest moment? What has been the thing that has been the thing that you will take away with this? What has been your crew breakthrough? What's been your biggest breakthrough in this session that we've had today? Oh, I love reading these. I love reading these because everybody's is so different. And it's so important. And this is the reason why I do it, because everybody takes a different view of everything. Yeah. So when you put all of these things together, there is like, anybody noticed how much gold is in here? What's the worst reasonable thing that can happen if I do it? Great question. Remember, flip it also if you need to. What's the worst reasonable thing that can happen if I don't do it? When in doubt, follow your heart. Oh, brilliant. Follow your heart. Reasonable, says Sadia. Yes, bold, highlight caps, neon lights, highlight a pen through it. What is the worst reasonable thing? It gets us to look at the consequences of what our decision is. And that's a really, really useful thing to do. Ishani was the same. 3 ways of decision making, especially trust yourself. Who loved trusting you, learning how to trust yourself? Yeah, because who is the boss of you? Point to the boss of you. Yes, we are the boss of ourselves. It's such an important thing. So Jar says decision maker. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Reasonable. Yes, understand the key of making better decisions. I love that, Jaden. Type in what's the biggest key for you that you've learned. Allowing others to make decisions to give short-term boost but long-term regrets. Yes. When we get to learn how to make our own decisions, we empower ourselves. We came onto this planet empowered, and we can build that empowerment. Is that a word? Empowermentness. Let's pretend it's a word anyway. Sandra loved the breathing. Yes, it's such a powerful thing to do. We breathe in and out every day. We forget to breathe deeply. We forget to breathe to connect to our heart. We forget to breathe to connect to our intuition, to our gut as well. Marlon loved intuition. Oh, I love intuition too. Learning to trust yourself, listening to your inner voice and make a decision by yourself, says it too. Yes, love it. Feeling comfortable to use intuition. Such an important thing, because we have been taught not to trust our own thinking, our own feeling. It's such an important thing that we start building those skills, building the muscles. What's your take on impromptu decisions? As in, you have to make a decision right now. How often do you have to do that? That's a question for you, Marlon.
I'm just asking in terms of, like, let's say sometimes you just want to make a decision like quickly,
Yep.
And sometimes you look back and you're like, oh, I should have taken an approach to kind of think of it. Or sometimes it does work out.
Yeah,
But
of course. It's a
So
50-50, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say to you is using this process and connecting to your intuition means that you'll be able to make those impromptu decisions better. You'll be able to make better decisions quicker. Start using this process for the decisions where you have to be really conscious about making a decision. Go through this process. It's 2 steps plus a bonus step, right? The bonus step is where the absolute gold is, because the 2-step process, those first 2 steps, very much in your head. It's a very logical process. Most decisions that are made really well are made from a space of intuition, from what feels the right thing for me. Yeah. But combining them together, it's kind of like superpower. Ifat says, I need some more guidance regarding flipping the first question, as I missed that part. Guess what? I'm going to say to you, because we are right out of time, and there is one little bit that I want to do. For those of you, and this will answer your question, Ifat. For those of you that haven't joined the Preparize website, where we've got a confidence crew group, that is where, let me just put in the link to it. Whoopsie, wrong one. The Study Melbourne, where are we? Preparize group is where I am hopefully going to be able to put a link to the recording of this session so that you can look back at it. It will only be available for a week. And this is also where the challenge quest part is going to be, where you can have your own challenge, and I'll be also choosing the winners from there as well. So join there. Now, I have been thinking a lot about what our challenge for this workshop needs to be. And I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And then I realized that the best challenges will come from you, because everybody in this space of creating a challenge for yourself around decision making, everybody's at different stages, everybody's at different places. So the challenge that I set for you is up to you. I know, it's weird, right? And it sort of makes it go, oh my God, it's one of those things where the teacher doesn't tell me exactly what to do. How do I do a challenge when I don't know exactly what to do? Who's thinking that already? You mean we have to make a decision? Yes, Brenda, you do have to make a decision. So I'm going to leave, and I'm literally in the process of, well, no, I've decided, actually. I have totally decided that with all of these workshops, all of the next 7, this one and the next 7, you guys get to determine your own challenge. What that means is that you guys can report back through the Preparize group, through the Preparize website in the Confidence Challenge group, about what you have done with what you've learned. Yeah, this is your challenge, because everybody has got a different challenge that they're facing. So I don't want to say to you, okay, you all have to make a decision about what's for dinner tomorrow night, because who cares, right? But for some of you, that may be a big challenge. So I want you to think about what you've learned here in this workshop and do something with it. Now, I know, like, I get messages all the time, which I absolutely love, from students on LinkedIn, on Facebook, all kinds of different places, messaging me saying, Anita, I was at your workshop and I finished the workshop, and from what I've learned, I did this. And this is what I want to hear from you guys. Yeah. What is it that you personally have taken from this workshop and actioned. Because a challenge is all about challenging yourself to take action. So take what you've learned, do something with it, report into the group, and then every week I'm going to be choosing one person as the winner of the challenge. This means that it is about being truthful and having integrity. Yeah, integrity means that if you say something that you've actually done, it's being truthful. It's being truthful to yourself. It's being truthful to the group. This is also building up your skills in adulting in a way that is really a good, useful way to be an adult. Yeah. Questions, comments, thoughts? Anybody? Wow, I feel like I've blown you guys all. Ah. Awesome. Now, next week, I just have to have a look what is next week. Next week is, oh my God, another one of my favorites, conquering your comfort zone. That also means that the challenge is going to be yours next week to do whatever it is that you want to do with your comfort zone. When we understand comfort zones, how to conquer them, how to manage them, how to deal with them, it means that we can. Now, all heroes face challenges. Agreed? Yeah, all heroes face challenges. And that means that we need to, as heroes, maybe heroes in training, some of us, need to learn, just like how to learn how to make decisions, learn how to expand our comfort zone in a way that actually works. Because who's heard people saying, oh, you just got to like expand your comfort zone, just smash it, just like, duh. This is actually not a useful way to do it. And I will tell you exactly why that is and how you can expand your comfort zone in a way that really works from somebody who used to be the shyest, most frightened person in the universe. That's me. Yeah. Like, I know people don't believe me when I say I used to be the shyest person in the universe. I used to be the shyest person in the universe. So if you want to learn about how to expand your comfort zone in a way that truly works, because I have tried every possible way and I know what doesn't work and I know what does work. So join us next week. Let me put the link here. That is the link to the Study Melbourne Confidence Crew Challenge Quest events. From there, you can book into all of the sessions Monday at 4 o'clock. The last thing before I go is, as I said at the beginning, I am looking for 7 volunteers to be my event ninja. It means that you do not have to lead a dance, but if you want to, you are more than welcome to. You do get to choose the 90-second dance break song. Just needs to be something that's a bit of a party starter, a bit of something to get us a bit out of our seats and moving. If you would like to do that, and it's fun, like it's super fun, and you get to help in some of the back of house stuff as well, then please send me a message, either in Preparize or Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, or I think you get it, because I'm kind of everywhere, right? So thank you guys for being here and congratulations on your willingness to undertake this first step of the hero's journey. As I said, we are going to be here every week for the next, well, including this week, 8 weeks up until the 21st of December, right up till Christmas, helping you guys building your skills that are adulting skills, employability skills, like life skills, functional skills, all that kind of stuff. So be well, be love. That's because love is the antidote to fear. So be well and be love. be decisionistas. Oh, that's people who make decisions. And I look forward to seeing your challenge responses on Preparize. I know I haven't even told you what the prize is yet, but I'm telling you, it's like kick ass. That means it's really good. All right, be well. Thank you so much for being here. If you've loved this, please tell your friends, invite them, encourage them to come along. We need more functional adults that are living from a space of integrity. We need more people like that in the planet. So be well, be love, and we will see you next Monday. Thank you to Study Melbourne. Bye.